Well, good afternoon, good evening. It's Longhaultanker, straight razor shaving with Longhaultanker. And today is Wednesday, the 27th of March, 2024 at 17:30. That would be 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And I am at the not the Loves, what did I just say? Flying J in Great Falls, Montana. And we came over here tonight because we wanted to avoid that mess of a place across the street, the Love's truck stop. I always have problems when I go there. And I will tell you, today's Wednesday, so Monday, I will tell you that I went over there on Monday on my way up to Calgary. And while they didn't bother me during the bulk of the time that I was in the room, right toward the end, of course I'd been in there now for about an hour and 45 minutes, whatever, comes the knock at the door. And I had my handy dandy new inside door lock. They didn't try to get in, but nonetheless I had it in use and avoided them coming in the room, which they've done every time I've been over there. And the only reason I went over there on Monday night is because it's a fueling issue. Because when I was in Hardin, Montana, 5 hours back, I filled up my diesel and I put a little too much in. And I didn't leave myself enough space in my tanks to get 50 gallons when I got here at the Flying J. So there was no need to come to the Flying J because I couldn't have gotten a shower here anyway, because you got to get 50 gallons of diesel to get a shower. And so since I already had free showers at the Love, I said, well, I will try out my new handy dandy door lock, and it jams it up from the bottom so you can't come in. And it worked fine, and I got my shower, and yes, I got a knock on the door, which they don't do here. And the hot water was fabulous. I got hot water in the sink, which is just wonderful. And so with that said, let me get on to the introduction of the equipment. I intend to use, and you'll see why I say it that way, the Dovo Bismarck 6/8 round point thumb notch acrylic faux mother of pearl, just a beautiful razor. Every beginning straight razor shaver ought to have a Bismarck, if not for their first razor, then certainly their second razor. I can tell you this was the first razor I bought in 2015 when I got started. And when I say the first quality production razor, I had a couple of gold dollars that I was practicing on, learning on, but when it come time to spend some real money, this was my first razor. My second razor, we're going to start the shave with this one, in 2015, was this Thiers Sard. I call it Eagle because it's got a eagle embossing on the front of the blade. That's a 5/8 round point thumb notch imitation tortoise scales. And the reason I have both of these out is because I used the Eagle Thiers Sard at York, Nebraska at the Petros truck stop, because I went in and I oftentimes will do an inside the men's room public shave with a straight razor in there. And I was just a little disappointed in it. So today when I was getting unloaded in Calgary, I didn't have to do anything. I just sat there and I honed with my little travel 4x2 caudicle, and we're going to follow that up with a bit of a test shave. For the soap, I'm continuing to use the Zingari Man, the Navigator, on this trip. I'm using the QED Select, premium, how do they say it? Manchurian silver tip Badger, and that's 26 millimeter. I know that's not I got another one in 28, and the handle on this one is just a little taller than the 28. Okay, so hot water. Let's get to lathering. And it's been a good trip. On the way up yesterday to Calgary, there was, and here to Great Falls as well, coming up through the mountains, it was a bit dicey. Little bit of snow, not much. The temperature was freezing. It's about 45 degrees right now, Fahrenheit outside. It's a lovely day. Snow is melting, ice is melting, and it's just a lovely day. All right, we're gonna go with that much to start with. If we need more, we'll get it. I don't think we're gonna need more. And I've gotten to where I really like this hand, you can call it hand lathering if you want to, or just rubbing my face with the lather in a pre-shave sort of way, massaging the face, getting the lather worked in, getting moisture worked in. I'm going to take all of this extra, wipe it off into my hands, or into my left hand, and then I'm going to scoop it with a finger and put it on the brush, is what I'm going to do, just like that. And we'll do that a couple of times to get all the excess, or as much as we can, off. All right. A little warm in here. There's no fan in here. That's a downside, and there should be. Almost all the truck stop shower rooms have wall-mounted oscillating fans. All right, let's try this Thiersasart Eagle with my touch-up honing that I did today. It is feeling pretty good. And certainly superior to what? My previous shave. With this razor provided. So that little honing session I had this morning on the 4x2 conical, about 20 minutes. About 20 minutes. I just sat there working it, just dripping some water on it from my drinking glass. You got to make do when you're in a truck. I didn't have any bougie spray bottle waters or anything like that. Spray bottle with water. No. You want to know how I did it? Really? I'll show you. I had my drinking cup right there with my straw. You see my straw? I put my finger over the tip and I dripped it onto the conical. That's exactly how I did it. Improvise. Oh, that's just fabulous. Just fabulous. I guess it did some good. All right, let's move over to the Dovo Bismarck. And it was originally honed up by me, I say originally when I got it, on a conical. Including my little travel stone, I've got 3 cauticles, the 4x2. I've got 2 8x3s, and one I call my A conical, the other one I call my B conical. And the B conical is just not as up to par as in my opinion, and I'm still learning it because I haven't given it a lot of time, and I've had it for 5 years because my A conical does so very well. And you know, when you get something that works, you're not too quick to just, here, you sit over here, I'm going to use the B team today. No. No. Saw some pesky hairs sticking out there on the back of my ear. All right, we're going to set the Thieres aside, wipe the moisture off. All right, going with the Bismarck, also a conical edge. Well, what I can say right off the bat is that the Bismarck conical edge is superior to the Thieres Eagle edge. This was off my A conical, the other's off my travel stone. This was just effortless. It was just effortless. I won't say it felt sharper, but that, I suppose, is one of the differences or telltale signs of a conical, is that it's smoother, effortless, it was sharp. Beautiful, beautiful pass there. Now, as I said earlier, I spent about 20 minutes in the truck this morning working with the travel stone. And I've always regarded the travel stone, if I had my druthers, I'd love to have one just like it in an 8x3. I bought my acodical from Howard Schechner at the Perfect Edge up in Massachusetts. And my travel stone I got from Jared at the Superior Shave. Wonderful. So what are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? You want to start straight razor shaving? I made a reply to a guy on YouTube. In fact, it was on one of Bill M's videos, recent. I don't know if it was the last video or video before last. And don't wait. If you want to do it, the startup cost is not that much. I saw where the Shave Nation had the Norton 4.8, and I just happened to click on a link that went to his store because he did a video 9 years ago. Geo Fatboy, who operates the Shave Nation, and I'm not putting in a plug necessarily for his. Buy it off of Amazon for all I care, frankly. Get a couple gold dollars and a Norton 4.8 combination. Now, of course, bevel setting, my wife is trying to call through. Is preferably done on a 1K. But if you can't afford a 1K or don't get the 1K when you get the combo for one, a 4K, it's going to take a little more effort, a little more time, maybe a little more pressure to set the bevel, but it can be done on a 4K. And the 8K is suitable as a finishing stone. Most will regard it as kind of the lowest level of finishing stones that are, let me say it this way, is the lowest level at which a razor can be considered shave ready, the 8K. And that's how I learned. Not that I'm setting myself up, but that's how a lot of people learned, was gold dollar and a Norton 4.8. This Bismarck is doing fabulous. All right, I'm going to stop the video. My wife is calling through again. All right, here we go, part B. My wife called. When my wife calls through 3 times in a row, there's an issue. And she had an issue. I'm not going to go over the detail of it, but she had an issue. We got it postponed until I'm out of here. But starting to learn to shave and hone using the gold dollars, union razors, some inexpensive. The idea is to get started. Buy something. Your beginning razors are not going to stay with you. They'll be used for other purposes a year, 2 years, 5 years down the road. I use all of my beginning razors, my gold dollars and union razors. I use them for my head shaves. They don't touch my face anymore. Why? I've got 60 razors plus of quality, new production, and vintage. Why would a gold dollar ever touch my face again? In the same sense that a cartridge razor, until at such time I can't use a straight razor, will never touch my face again. Now, watch all the good shaving videos that teach you about technique. But one thing and with a vintage razor, a new production quality razor, you don't want to use too much pressure. You don't want to grind the steel off. That can never go back on. So start with a gold dollar union razor, something inexpensive. I wouldn't even start with a vintage unless you find an old scrappy beater, and even then, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Remember a few videos back, it wasn't long ago, my granddaughter said she wanted to buy a gun, and I'm going to take her to the range and teach her how to shoot and all that. And the first time, I'm going to tell her, first time you pull that trigger, don't be trying to aim for a bullseye. First thing you want to do is pull the trigger so you can feel the recoil in your hand. If you've never shot a gun before, and she hasn't. just lovely. Just get started if you want to do it, and that way you've not spent much money for a couple of gold dollars. And oh, by the way, Geo's Shave Nation's price for their Norton 4.8 was $109. I don't know what Amazon's price might be. That and a couple. Go to your local Love's truck stop. They got the Union razors in stock, and I think they're about $12.99, $14.99 each. So that's $30 for two. So you're going to spend approximately. You'll get $150. Will get you most everything. Now that won't get you soap, and that won't get you a brush. But go to Vanderhagen, go to Walgreens, and pick up or Walmart and pick up a Vanderhagen's mug and brush and soap, which is not bad soap. I use the Vanderhagen puck in a travel jar for quite some time early on because it was so inexpensive. All right, using the Thiers-Essard Eagle. I'm going to say those 20 minutes with the caudicle while I was getting unloaded this morning has paid off with tangible results. What it makes me want to do is go spend an hour, an hour more with that caudicle and this razor in front of a television set for about an hour, go through an episode of something I want to watch. Those were some cheating strokes against the grain. Get ready for my against the grain pass. All right, I'm going to set the Thiers-Assard Eagle aside, finish up the shave with the with the Bismarck for both the left and right on the against the grain pass, third pass. Okay. Well, I got plenty of soap. For me, it's always hard with these non-sterling soaps, the non-lathering soaps, as I call them. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Smooth as a baby's bottom. That is. That's just. Starting to get tired and wear down a little bit. I didn't do very many miles today. I only did about just a little over 400 miles, I think it is. This is where I was Tuesday morning, yesterday morning when I woke up, drove to Calgary, my usual truck stop that I park at, which is about 2 miles or so from my delivery point. That's 5.5 hours up, 5.5 hours back. By not driving a full day yesterday or today, I roll forward enough hours that I can get from here to Houston within my allotted hours. Because I start picking up hours, 40 hours up, I've got 30 hours on my drive clock now. It's 38 hours back to Houston. Yeah, 40 hours, call it 40 hours. And I'll need to, on day number 9, I start picking up hours from what I drove last week. That shave was just magnificent, using those two conical edges. Smooth, comfortable, sharp. Just fantastic. All right. Do a quick wipe off on that, put it away for safety. Put it in the little leather sheath. And for the head shave, we're going to use the what I call No Name Sheffield. Good steel, good edge. It's got a Shapton Glass 30,000 on it. I did use the clippers this evening, gave myself a haircut. Okay, we're getting closer to being finished, and I'm getting closer to being wore out. I'm not sure how far I'm going to get tomorrow, which is either going to be Hardin, 4.5 hours, or Casper, which is closer to 8.5 hours. Springtime is starting to come on. All the snow is melting. It's not supposed to be so terribly cold tonight. I think the overnight low is supposed to be like 28. And so I'm thinking very much about going back, the back country, a little shorter, save on time. Downside is it's 2-lane highway almost all the way. But then again, there's usually nobody out there. And I haven't decided for sure that that's what I'm going to do, because it's only an hour and a half more to go down Interstate 15 to Helena, pick up the shortcut at US 287. Take that to Three Forks, Montana. And pick up, I think it's either 90 or 94. Okay, just about done here. A little rinse, a little alum block, and we'll be done. So we use the Dovo Bismarck, we use the Thiers Assard Eagles 5/8. Let's see, let's rinse. Let's get the brush soaking for cleanup. Let that soak. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for staying with me this long. I'll have this posted up tonight in the morning sometime, I think. And I'll see you down the road.